feeling nice. Cooking up with safari spice. Jerk chicken. Yes, yes, please. Sizzle, sizzle. Pop that heat. Safari spice. Oh, let it flow. Feel that rhythm. Let it go. Dancing while we cook tonight. Safari spot your delight. Ooh, yeah. Let's rock. Flavors blend. Feel the groove. Don't let it bend. In the
In the
kitchen.
kitchen, we were there, the
Safari
party
spice.
place, let's
Fry.
fly. What up, guys? What up, what up, what up, what up, what it do? What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do? Anyway, guys, what's up? Oh my God, I have been so under the weather, but I am back. The pollen has been killing us. The air quality is so bad between the construction and the pollen. But Orlando's even worse. But your girl is here. I'm back. Happy Mother's Day. Shout out to everybody. I got this cute candle. My daughter made it for me for Mother's Day. It's adorable. It smells really good. I refuse to light it. This is like something, that we're just going to keep. And shout out to all the mothers and the aunties and the grannies, everything. Go get yourself a slice of all butter cake. Okay, anyway, I'm not a baker. I don't bake. Don't come here to bake. But if you're coming here for looking for soups and spices and all that other good stuff, I got you. Anyway, I got some notes. I said I was gonna start taking notes, right? I'm so tacky. I'm not trying to be like Wendy Williams. I've just got notes. We're gonna go through this really quick. This is gonna be a short one, but it's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. Okay, so the judge has confirmed that victim number 3 was Gina H. Only because in the court documents he had wrote that this victim had previously did a public interview, who was a previous girlfriend of Sean Combs. So what other girl did we see that did a public interview? She did this on Tasha K, right? So we figured that. Thanks, Tisa Tells. Anyway, did where is Christina Corin? Christina Corin. We have not seen her. She's been quiet. She made one announcement that she had nothing to do with none of this, even though she was named in several lawsuits allegedly. Do you think she turned and she's working with the feds? I'm gonna say yes. Where's Harvey Pierre? We don't know. I'm gonna put a note for that. What happened to Mr. Harvey Pierre? Is he gonna be called to testify? He's MIA too. I never found out either with the attorney Nicole Westmoreland if she was Jamaican. I did not find that out. Now, did she sue? I was a little confused. Maybe you guys can help me in the chat. Did she sue Birdman or she sued Birdman's label, Cash Money? I don't think Birdman did the violation, but maybe it was on his property or it was his record label. So she sued the label. And I know the guy, you know, um, pled guilty and went to jail. I wonder what her settlement, what she sued if she won, and how much she got. I don't really know. I heard the prosecution team tried to throw out the warrant, the federal warrant when they raided Diddy's house. Tried to throw that out, and the judge denied. Was like, no, good. That's good for the defense. I mean, for the prosecution that they threw it out. But I want to know, they hacked his iCloud. Do you need a warrant? Does the federal government need a warrant to hack somebody's iCloud? That I don't know. Who controls the universe? It's like when you get identity theft or identity fraud, and you go to the local police and they're like, we can't help you. That's on the internet. We don't control what happens on the internet. That's federal. So did they need a warrant? Because they hacked in his iCloud when they pulled the server and everything. They wanted to see everything he had backed up. They had everything. I heard Diddy. Did you guys hear this? I heard a whole bunch of shenanigans allegedly that's going on in the prison. Did you hear he was going around showing videos talking about, oh look, can't you tell? Cassie liked it. I'm innocent. Narcissists will never admit to their accountability ever. I think TMZ is absolutely biased. I just had to say that for no reason. Let me share my screen. TMZ is biased. I never watched you guys. I don't trust you guys. You're probably the feds. Look at this. They have their own podcast. Okay, Mark Diddy's one of Diddy's 8 attorneys, Mark Gregoris, and if I pronounced it wrong, Harvey Levine. And Harvey Levine used to be he was a lawyer, right? I don't know if he was a defense defense or prosecutor. I don't really know his background, but these guys are friends. So whatever information coming out from them, I don't know. Me personally, I don't trust it. I think it's biased. Let's say that. I think bias is a good word. Mm, so jury was supposed to be completed on Friday. It got delayed one day till Monday. They have 45. They're supposed to bring it down till 12 and then have six on standby alternates in case someone doesn't show up. But are they trying to persuade or confuse the jury to say, hey, this prosecution is a mess. They have a witness that's missing or was never supposed to testify. They lied, said she was going to testify. And she said, no, I'm not going to testify. Are they trying to just, because all Diddy needs is one juror. He could just pay off one juror. That's all he needs to get an acquittal. So this whole we got to delay the jury selection for one day. Is this trying to confuse? Is it a strategy or a mind game that they're trying to? We playing chess, baby, not checkers. I play chess. I play chess. I think I learned how to play chess in the parks in Harlem because I don't remember anyone in my family ever sitting me down teaching me. I was probably in the park because I was that kid. I was always like outside. That's when it was safe. You know, it was safe. Well, kind of. Depends where you're in the Bronx. Maybe not. It depends where you were. But I was 13 years old on the train in Manhattan playing three-car Molly. I just knew. I used to sneak out the house, get on the train, go to Manhattan. I just knew. I knew. I was like, I could win. I could win. I would three-car Molly, and they would get my $5, my $10. You know, back then in the 80s, $5 was a lot of money. And you're 13 years old. It's probably like $20 today. And they would play, go real fast. I could play it now. I bet you I could beat you at three-car. There's a lot of things I probably could do now. But back then, man, let me tell you. Is race going to be an issue? Of course, race is always going to be an issue. As a billionaire black man prosecuted, they're going after his lifestyle. He pays his taxes. He's always been honest. He's outstanding citizen. You just pull a lot of shenanigans. What happened to the million? What happened to the donations that the AIDS Foundation was supposed to get after the City College event? The AIDS Foundation said they never got a penny. What about Howard University? You pledged, $1 million. I'm going to pay scholarship. Never paid it. What happened with the charter school you had in Harlem? All the stuff you were supposed to be doing for black kids in Harlem and charter school never happened. It's just, he's like Trump, just throwing his name, labeling his name, lying to everyone. Oh, I own Ciroc, I own liquor. No, you don't. You just license your name. Shucking and jiving, I swear. How having an all-white prosecution team was going to affect or persuade the jury? I wouldn't let it persuade me, but I don't know. Okay, so the judge Arun, I'm not going to try to say his last name, Submarinian. Judge Arun had said that there are certain victims who wanted to testify, but they refused to subpoena them because everybody's been on podcasts giving interviews. And they were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to be we're going to dumb it down. We're going to keep it very simple. We're going to have very few victims. We're going to have very few charges. They didn't expand the charges. You don't want to overcharge and confuse the jury. They're trying to keep it in simple layman's terms because the jurors, just like you and me, every random other everyday people, and the jury's tripping. A lot of them know what's going on. They're like, I don't know anything, and then they go on Google and like, yeah, like me. If I go, I'd be non-biased, yeah, right, and then you're gonna Google me and be like, nah, she was nah, I don't think so. She wouldn't be because I got too much to say, right? So I think that the juror, they're not gonna like Little Rodney. There's certain people you out here talking and doing interviews and TMZ and all this stuff. They're not going to call you up because they're going to say you're running your mouth, trying to be too much of a celebrity, and you're going to overturn the trial. And it actually happened before. And I'm going to go, let me share my screen. I told you I was going to get better at this screen sharing. Okay, listen, see right here. All right, Harvey Weinstein trial in 2020 conviction partially was overturned in 2024. Look at that. In April 2024, which is last year, the New York's highest court in New York overturned Harvey Weinstein's 2025 rape conviction. One of the reasons cited was the prejudicial impact of testimony from women whose accusations were not part of the charges, but publicity and the media coverage around the witness, including some given public interviews, was also a concern that may have influenced the jury and violated Weinstein's right to a fair trial. While the decision was mainly based on improper admission of prior bad acts, not directly because of interviews, the media presence and conduct around the witness played a notable role in the appeal decision. Hmm. There's two other examples here: Scott Peterson's case, and also George Floyd's case. Let me see. Had post-trial motions arguing that the media exposure and public statements, including from jurors and witnesses, could have influenced the verdict, but it was not overturned for that reason. So they're being very careful. They're being careful. They're learning from the mistakes that they made in the past, and they're like, I don't think the government. They're like, we can't afford to lose. If they lose, Diddy's gonna sue them. He's gonna sue them, and they're like, oh my god, we can't. They can't afford. Okay, so another note. Did you guys see? I'll Be Sure recently came out and did an interview. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I'm not gonna play too long because I don't want to get copyright strike. I want to play a little bit. Okay, let's go.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, and she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed because, and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came to me, participate in so and so, but I said, listen, I have no interest in speaking about another man.
But you are in the book.
Yeah, right. But this, I will speak about where our paths cross and what's most relevant. It's something I've been trying to say for many, many years. And unfortunately, Roseanne, even with Sean being incarcerated, that's not a celebration. There's no celebration in it. First and foremost, there's way too much collateral damage, and in many, many ways. Many people's lives are affected. And in fact, a genre of music that I grew up in is ruined right now.
You blaming Diddy for that?
I'm blaming this entire industry and the way it's gone. And, there's no one person that's in charge, but this level and this magnitude of a story of detriment, of diabolical, just heinous, whatever's really going on, it's unfortunate.
Is Diddy suing you?
Okay, so I'm gonna agree with him on what he said that it is a shame that hip hop has got to this point because you're as I'm just gonna speak to as myself as someone who was able to tour during the golden era of hip hop with Queen Latifah. She was gracious enough to invite me to go and dance and tour with her back in the late '80s, early '90s. We you don't know, when you're in the thick of it and they don't want to play your music on mainstream media and they don't want to play you on TV and you're just in the park and creating art and you're dancing and graffiti and hip hop and you're having fun and you're making beats and you're beatboxing. Yeah, I could beatbox, yeah, I could do all that, but I'm funny, right? You're just creating this art, part of the African diaspora, which we're all a part of, that has been there's no way to know that this would have been a global phenomenon, icon, the number one genre of music, that it would have ran corporate clothing, corporate, alcohol, corporate, vitamin water, everything. No one would have known. So, like, I will agree with Albie Shaw when he said this is supposed to be 50 years anniversary, 51 years, that it is really should have been a celebratory moment. not a tear down of what we're seeing right now, a public lynching. But that's America, and that's what they like to do. So, and I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying I was at no freak offs. I'm just saying I'm just here to report what's going on with the trial, allegedly. So, I'm sure he's alleging in his book maybe that Diddy tried to kill him. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. Let me share my screen. I do know that Quincy Jones advised him to go have weight loss surgery, and he decided to. And there's a lot of side effects with that, and it can have long-term complications that could be related to the disease. I think he was at 300 pounds. Quincy Jones was like, "Get it together," and he took his advice. And a lot of health issues can come with people who do that. They have malnutrition, autoimmune disorder, ulcers, gallstones, dumping syndrome, bowel obstruction, hernia. Also, you can get a lot of bariatric surgery. People get before or during a liver transplant can result in improving liver function. Okay, so there's also grave Barr's disease. I know a few people who had weight loss surgery and they got the Graves Barr's disease where you just get paralyzed. I don't know. I didn't know anyone personally went into a coma, but there are complications when you go and you remove your stomach or your spleen or whatever they do with that. So, I mean, it may be a very small percentage, may be minute, but it can happen. So, did he try to kill him? That's what he's alleging. I don't know. I know Quincy was overweight. Quincy said lose weight, and then all of a sudden he went in a coma. So, we got to be objective here, guys. That's all I'm saying. Okay. On that next note, let me share my screen again. Gloria Stefan. Let's see the date she came out with. This came out on May 9th, which is, what was May 9th? Was that yesterday? Okay. And this is from Vibe Magazine. Gloria Stefan denies involvement in neighbor Diddy's freak offs. Now, did he buy his house from Gloria Stefan? I thought he purchased her house. Did she own two houses and he bought one? Or did he buy a house and she moved and they were still neighbors? I'm not really sure. Gloria Stefan denied any involvement in alleged explicit behavior of Sean Diddy Combs after being named in a civil lawsuit last month. The 67-year-old, 67, wow, she looks great, claimed the accuser has mental health issues and that the disgraced hip hop mogul was a kind neighbor. Oh, that was nice of her to say that. And I'm sure he was. The devil never comes to you shucking and jiving. The devil always comes with gifts and diamonds and smiling. The devil comes sweet. Are you kidding me? Nothing happened at my house ever, she explained to TMZ. And I hope he finally gets in front of this and it's finally over for him. It might be over, but it may not be over the way you want it to be over. She continued to detail that the guy is not well in the head. Talking about the accuser. If you look at the history, he's just throwing everybody in. Diddy was a neighbor. He was always very kind to us and his mom. But we were never in his house or him in ours. Oh, smart move. Good thing. You never. So Gloria Stefan never invited the diddler in her house. Do you guys believe that? The two entertainers, Star Island, I don't know. They probably don't live there all year round. It's not even to say. Who knows? She might have just said that. I don't believe that. For some reason, I don't believe her. I never invited him. Can I borrow some butter, some water, anything? I don't know. You see your neighbor in the backyard. Hey, what's up? Come over. We're barbecuing. Come on. I don't know. In April, a Florida man named Joseph claimed that he had been drugged and transferred to Star Island in Miami for a birthday party by Christian Combs. Alleged that he was dragged in the back entrance, and Gloria Stefan was at her house, and the singer wasn't drugged. Okay. She better get a lawyer. Okay, I'm not going to go into all the other details, but she better get a lawyer. That's all I'm saying. That statement should have came from her attorney, not her. I think, in my opinion, I'm Gloria Stefan with a brand. I would have got a lawyer to make that. This complaint demonstrates that depraved lens plaintiffs will travel and garner headlines in the pursuit of a payday. No sane person reading this complaint could credit the history. Ms. Combs looks forward to having this day in court. All right. Okay, Mr. Diddy, you're going to have your day in court. It's coming sooner than later. This trial's going fast. I thought they were going to move it. I hope if Monday they don't select a jury, it could be moved to the Midwest. They may say, nobody in New York, y'all coming here. You juries are coming in here with your shenanigans, coming in here saying you're high, you're coming in here, you work for the NDC, you're coming in here talking about you used to go to Harry Potter and steal the wands. You said, what else they said? Somebody worked on a documentary at HBO for a Diddy case. Somebody else's wife was on sued at City College. I mean, they gotta do a better job. They gotta do prosecution sloppy. They gotta do a better job. Just gotta do a better job. Anyway, that was it, guys. I told you it was gonna be short. I gave you 20 minutes. Ain't bad. I'll come back later. I need to go out and enjoy a little bit of Mother's Day weekend for myself and my family. I will not be cooking tomorrow. I'll be out the kitchen. But I might post some cooking recipes. You know, we chef it up. Feel free to ask me any questions about cooking, hip hop, whatever you want to talk about. All right, I'll be back. And I'm going to come back with my homegirl. Me and my homegirl, we went to FIT together, Fashion Institute of Technology, and we're going to put our thoughts about what we thought about the Met Gala. Hopefully, we can get it together sooner than later. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been fun. Y'all ain't gotta go, but you gotta get up out of here.